Sal, boy, it's been an interesting couple of weeks here, Sal, obviously, with the Rodgers stuff. And many of us have fluctuated between despondency and rage. And I got to tell you, in the strangest form yesterday, I got a little shot of, I don't know if I'd use the word excitement, but maybe a little clarity. I oddly feel better about the Jets situation in a weird way because an adult's finally entered the room. I got to tell you, Aaron Rodgers going on the Pat McAfee show and saying the things that he said, I don't mean about the Dolphins and, accelerating the healing process, but which he also said, and that's Aaron Rodgers. But, when he spoke about the sideline blow-ups and the chirping and the ego and the me first stuff, I'm sitting there saying, why did it take 2 weeks for somebody who currently is not in the building to address this? I love what Aaron Rodgers said.
I'm not going to dispute with what he said because I think it's accurate. I don't want it coming from him. This is not the Aaron Rodgers show anymore, nor should it be. Why is Aaron Rodgers still doing interviews weekly with McAfee? I know why McAfee wants him on, obviously. But what does Rodgers have to say? He can't play. He was not brought here to be a superstar as far as, bringing attention off the field. He was brought here to throw the football, be the quarterback. He cannot do that this year. So while I don't disagree with the words that he said, I'd rather it come from somebody who is in the building. Aaron Rodgers with the Jets this year, BT, is irrelevant.
Yeah, but here's the problem. So it comes from somebody in the building, right? So let's say it comes from Saleh. Does it really resonate that much at this point?
It better.
No.
He's the head coach.
Does it resonate with us? My answer is pretty much no.
It would. To me, it would. That's what needs to be said. The sideline blow-ups should be nipped in the bud immediately, not days after where you have somebody else, Aaron Rodgers, who's on his hospital bed or wherever he is in California. It shouldn't be coming from him. That stuff should be dealt with at the time. Saleh should walk over to Michael Carter and say, hey, take your helmet off, go sit your rear end in the locker room. You're done for the day. Or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Breece Hall with the tweets, Garrett Wilson blowing up. That stuff is unacceptable. Yes, to me, it would carry more weight coming from the head coach or somebody who's actually here, not Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to hear from Rodgers anymore.
It's interesting because I was imploring Saleh to do that last year early on with Elijah Moore, and then I just got the sense that that's not really his style. And then obviously you just heard the things that Sal referenced, and it's pretty obvious that it's not his style. So to me, yeah, I think as a general concept of what I want my head coach to be, yeah, that's the guy that I want snuffing out any sort of issue. Whether it's a Parcells, whether it's, and again, stylistically, I don't know if it's going to fly the way it did back in the 70s and 80s when you're lighting these guys up when they're making $71,000 a year and,
right.
The coach is making 52 and it's just everything's kind of more equal. No, it's totally changed. So coaches really, really rarely light guys up in public view. But I do wish that Saleh would give us more. But since he doesn't, and since he doesn't seem ever inclined to do so, we haven't heard from Joe Douglas. There's no veteran quarterback on the roster that could say anything. The receivers are young. Who the hell's going to try to stabilize this? So the fact that Rodgers, yeah, it's 2,500 miles away and he parachutes, that it's not the perfect sign of leadership. But I actually am almost thankful still that he's doing this McAfee stuff because it prevents us from becoming a complete joke.
Oh, God. See, this is the problem, though, that I have. And for the record, I love Aaron Rodgers. I love the acquisition of him. I love everything that he says. I think he gets it clearly. I wish we could have seen him played out here in New York. I'm over it. He's not here. Nor should the Jets be relying on him to be the savior. He can't play. He is the prime example of why this team is never going to have success. They don't get it. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to love what Rodgers says. Everybody's going to back him like you. They're going to wait till he comes back next year. He's still calling the shots, and he's going to be a 40-plus-year-old quarterback who's coming off a year where he hasn't thrown a football that matters 4 snaps with his team, and you're going to be holding your hopes on him. That is the wrong way. If I'm a Jet fan, I want Rodgers to go away. It should not be about Aaron Rodgers. Whether what he said was right or wrong, I don't want to hear it from him anymore. Stop with the McAfee stuff. Why is he doing that, BT? What does Rodgers
He's probably locked in for the year. He probably locked in
contractually?
Yeah,
does he need the money?
Contract.
He's turning $20 million down from the Jets, so he needs to do the spot again.
No, he appreciates the form. He doesn't need the money, even if they're paying him a couple of $100,000. He does. It's about the form.
So what does he need
it's
the form
about the
for?
reach.
I'm not trying to say he should stop going on with his friend. Whatever relationship they have, I get it, and I certainly understand it from the McAfee show perspective.
Oh yeah.
But I'm saying Aaron Rodgers right now is irrelevant. He doesn't play for this team. It is week 4. Rodgers is gone for the year. He's been gone for 3 weeks. He's taken 4 snaps, and his word is going to be the be-all, end-all word for this Jets organization, and you don't see a problem with that?
But it's the only – no, I actually think it's the only solution. It's the only word that's been uttered. Now, listen, it's not perfect. I'm certainly going to give you that. I mean, I wish he was talking about, their offensive explosion last week against the Patriots, getting ready for the Chiefs on Sunday night, rather than sitting on a couch, probably still partially hopped up on medicine as his ankle is throbbing, which it does even a week or 2 after that surgery. No, this is not what I really wanted. But since no real adult has stepped forward and offered any sort of perspective or demanded restraint from these egos. If it's got to be the guy in the cast on a couch, I'll take somebody. Nobody else is saying anything.
So what good will these comments do?
I'll tell you.
A right comment. Well, okay, what?
I'll tell you. Maybe some of the young guys who revere him, and we all know that they revere him during the summer. I mean, just his mere presence, just waxing poetic. Maybe what he says resonates, and maybe they stop popping off on the sideline. Maybe they actually start verbally supporting Zach Wilson. Maybe it actually helps. See, here's the thing. It can't hurt. There's nothing about what Aaron Rodgers said can hurt Aaron Rodgers. They can't hurt you.
I don't know about that. I think
how can it hurt?
Because it makes the head coach, the general manager, the whole organization look worse.
They already look bad.
No,
they already look weak.
It makes them look worse where he's airing it out on national television or radio, wherever the show is. Like he's airing them out. Now, again, what he said is accurate, but coming from him, who's miles away, who's hurt, who has done nothing for this franchise but bring in his buddies. I mean, that's all that he did. What did Aaron Rodgers do? He took 4 snaps. He brought in all his friends here, and the Jets are a total disaster. Has he taught Zach Wilson? Have we seen that? Has he taught this team to grow up? Garrett Wilson, Michael Carter, whatever. And yet you think those comments are going to help? I think it undermines Saleh and the staff, and it makes the Jets organization look even more chaotic.
I love it. 877-337-60. I wish it was on every single day, quite frankly. I really do. 877-337-6666. Good morning, BT and Sal on the Fan. All right, we are inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Our friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guarantee lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Let's get to you. You heard what we're debating here. I love it. Sal's not feeling it. Jody's out in Warren, New Jersey. Jody, what's cooking, kiddo? How are you?
Hey, I think what Sal's missing. Hey, Sal, I'm a big fan of both of you guys, by the way.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jody.
And the debate could go on, and of course we brought Aaron to be the QB, but I think, Saleh never played, Hackett never played. The defensive coordinator, I can't stand every other word out of his mouth during Hard Knocks, by the way, had to be a curse word. I think that's a horrible way to communicate with adults. But anyway, that's another story.
You should hear BT.
You should hear us talk during breaks.
That potty mouth.
Yeah, just me. You're involved in the conversation, too. Go ahead, Joe.
Aaron can see things on the field that could actually help Zach. I wish he was on the sidelines. That's all I'm saying.
He's coming. He's coming.
He has a better field sense.
Yeah, no, I got you, Jody. Well, this I said yesterday, he's still got to heal up a little bit. It's still vulnerable. Like, it's still not completely reattached. So once he doesn't need crutches and can at least walk with a boot, he's coming. He's going to be involved.
Think about what you're saying.
Yeah.
How pathetic is the Jets franchise that they are waiting for a guy who can't play football, who's not their coach, not their general manager, not their owner. They're waiting for him to come back from a season-ending injury just to step foot on the sideline to make them better?
Well, I don't know if I said that. I don't know if anybody said that. What I'm saying is he's getting paid a lot of money this year, though we took a pay cut. And just because you're hurt doesn't mean that you completely detach yourself from the team. I mean, if it was Tom Brady back in the day, Tom Brady would eventually work his way to the Pats building. Same with Brett Favre. Same with Eli. That's what you do. You don't just tap out and say, good luck, I'll see you in 7 months.
No, but it's not like he's just going to be there and be wheeled out or whatever it may be.
You keep saying that, going to wheel him out.
I have that image of Vic being wheeled back on the field.
Like a Paul Pierce?
Yeah, well, I mean, is he going to be able to? I don't know. I mean, when the crutches, whatever it may be. But it's not just that. Like, his presence alone is not the issue. It's that, Rodgers says the right things. Can't wait to get Rodgers back. Maybe he's going to help. Maybe put a headset on. Like, what are we doing here? Is this the Aaron Rodgers show or is this the New York Jets?
I'll tell you what we're doing. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm looking for any outward sign of leadership. And I finally got some yesterday. Granted, from an unconventional space.
From a useless, I mean, let's call Aaron Rodgers what he is right now. He's useless.
In the physical sense, he's 100% useless in the physical sense.
Well, he was brought here for his physical abilities to throw the football.
Yeah, but you still can't. That doesn't mean you can't extract something favorable, even though best designed plans go awry.
I'm telling you, BT, the worst thing for this team is going to be relying on Aaron Rodgers, whether it's those kids in the locker room looking up for him, waiting for Rodgers to come back, which is not only undermining the head coach, also the quarterback, which we've already been down that road before. So they're going to bring him back and take it further. They're going to be relying on Rodgers to be the guy next year. And it's going to be a disaster again, just like it was this year. This was your shot. It didn't work. Not your fault, but it didn't work. Now they need to move on. And instead, it's all about the Aaron Rodgers show still.
Listen, this disaster is so big, I can't even possibly think about juggling multiple disasters. So any potential disaster next year we'll deal with for me when we approach that part of the road. But I love it. I thought it really was interesting, on the money, intelligent commentary. Alex in Manhattan on the Fan, BT and Sal. Alex, what's cooking, buddy? How are you?
How you doing, BT?
Yo.
How you doing, Sal?
What's up, Alex?
Hey, Sal, man, I got to get on you, man. You're my boy. I like you. I mean, I'm my boy because I don't know you, but on the radio, you're my boy. And what are you eating today? Like, Rodgers is the leader of this team. You don't stop leading because you get injured. You have continued to lead this team. The Jets are Aaron Rodgers since he got here. He's still going to be here next year. They still got belief that he may be coming back this year. And then he has a lot of commitments that because he got injured, he can't stop.
You think it's good think it's good, Alex, the leader of the team goes out there and annihilates the team on a radio show as opposed to waiting until he goes to talk to them or talk to them behind. I'm not saying what he said was wrong, but the way that he did it, you like that as a leader? Undermining the head coach, the quarterback, everybody else in the organization?
Well, we don't know. We don't know if he spoke to the we don't know if he spoke to the team already. We could go on to the assumption that he already called the leaders, of each unit and spoke to them. And, yeah, as a leader, you have the right. He has the cachet.
Yeah.
He has the
He's done nothing for the Jets.
Call anybody out.
He's done nothing for the Jets. He's taken 4 snaps.
See, to me, one of the terms that is always interesting because you don't really know where it starts. You can't really fully identify where it ends. You can't always fully identify who was the origin behind it. Culture is a really interesting word, and it's applicable to everything. I mean, we've got a great culture here at the Fan. We do, and that's the reason we are the Fan. The Jets have had no culture for a long time, and that's the reason they are the Jets. So in terms of trying to finally change the culture, it doesn't have to come in the conventional sense early on with wins and one specific person espousing whatever. Like, for the Jets culture to begin even think about changing, they got to stop sniping with each other. That's got to be the bare minimum starting point. You can't do this. And Rodgers, he's 40. He's seen a lot of the world. He's got the respect of everybody in the building, and he didn't say it in an antagonistic, aggressive way. It was matter of fact, but it was, hey, we can't have this. And that, to me, is the start of a change culture.
What he
said, start somewhere.
What he said was right. Coming from him at this particular time in the way that we found it out from him, to me, is what I have an issue with. It undermines everything that's trying. Now, look, Robert Saleh's lost. Joe Douglas is lost. Woody, all of it. They all should be wearing this because they're letting the guys just go absolutely nuts on the sideline. Nobody's saying anything until Rodgers, who is basically irrelevant at this particular point. He's hurt. He can't play. He's in Los Angeles, and he's going to be doing interviews, talking about this stuff. Like, that's my problem. It's not what he said.
Yeah.
It's that he is the one to say it from his current situation. That's the problem. And the Jets organization, the Jets fans are now going to be holding on to this. You're all waiting on Aaron Rodgers. The guy can't play football right now. He's not going to be able to play this year. You're then relying on a 41-year-old next year, or 40, 41, whatever. Next year, don't you see the problem there?
I see the problem that you identify at the start when you talked about the coach and the lack of leadership within the building. To me, this is not a problem. This is a solution. This is the first step towards somebody. That's why, Sal, when we started the show, I said, finally, the adults enter the building. Finally.
But he's not in the building.
The theoretical building.
But I know.
He's entered the conversation.
I
His
guess.
thoughts have been, let me ask you this, Sal. Do you think that what he said, when the Jets go to practice today, do you think that which is more likely? Do you think they're sitting there saying, look at this 40-year-old bum, can't even help us, the hell's he know? Or do you think that they're saying, Oh man, Raj might be onto something, guys. Let's. I mean, what do you honestly think is the more plausible situation? Of course, it's the second one.
I bet you that there's some guys there that are like, you know what? He's not even here right now. What does he know?
Well, then those guys are part of the problem, and they got to eventually go. And they're not part of the future, so I don't care what they think.
And maybe that's true. And by the way, we heard about. Well, you broke this news a couple weeks ago, whatever it was. Well, Rodgers, the day after he got hurt of that week, he's still in the playbook with Zach, and he's coaching him up,
and he's going to be coming as soon as he can.
How'd that work out?
Well, listen, it doesn't.
He's coaching him up.
Wait, no, hold on. But that's ridiculous. Hold on a sec. So think about just because something is taught and it's not automatically perfected doesn't mean that it's a complete waste of time. Otherwise, anything we do with our kids, if they don't get it right the first time, we should stop.
I understand that, but my point is that you're saying, well, he's saying the right thing. And my response is, well, he said the right things and trying to teach Zach Wilson, it didn't work. What makes you think that these comments, even though they're delivered in the wrong way, wrong forum, why are they going to work all of a sudden?
I don't know that they are, but what I know is not going to work is saying nothing. Like the coach.
Yeah. I mean, look, the comments that he made, I'm not going to dispute that. I am disputing that he had to say anything at this point. Like, the fact that we're still talking about Aaron Rodgers at this point, going into week 4, he can't play. He was brought in to play, not to coach, not to wear a headset, not to get in the playbook with Zach Wilson. He was supposed to play and then maybe have Zach Wilson learn from watching him. It's not his fault. I understand that he got hurt. He doesn't need to do these interviews. He doesn't need to go out there and criticize the team publicly. Even though what he said is accurate, he does not need to do that. I don't think it's going to help this team.
877-337-6666. Matty's up in New City on the Fan, BT and Sal. What's going on, Matt?
What's up, guys?
Yo.
So I want to. I have a theory on why I think BT is so positive about the Jets, but I just want to make one comment quick about Rodgers.
Okay.
If I'm the Jets, I say, listen, we paid you a lot of money. We brought in Hackett, who's a nudnik who stinks. We brought in Cobb, who's washed up. We brought in Lazard, who stinks. Get your ankle better. Keep your mouth shut. If you got something to say to the team, say it to the team behind closed doors. Don't air our dirty laundry on a podcast.
Okay, now hold on, Matt. Hang on one sec. So if you want them to take that position with Aaron Rodgers, who has accomplished more in his NFL career than every single Jet combined on the entire roster, but yet they don't tell that to the Jets, who haven't accomplished a damn thing and have the latitude to tweet and say and do whatever they want, how maddeningly inconsistent and dumb is that?
Do you want the culture of guys going on shows and bad-mouthing their teammates?
He
Remember when Odell
them,
Beckham did that?
Matty, I don't see. I think this is a fundamental. I'll let you make your other point as well. I think this is a fundamental disagreement with me and you and me and Sal. I don't think he badmouthed his teammates. I think he weighed in with a sage perspective. That's it.
I don't see what benefit it has to air it publicly.
All
Why
right.
not just say it to your teammates behind closed doors and not
Maybe he
embarrass
did.
your team?
Maybe he did.
Maybe it's the only way he can communicate with his team right now because he's not here. I mean,
But I have a theory
He can't get
why
behind
I
closed
think
doors with the
BT.
team, unfortunately.
What's the theory, Matt? That's funny, Sal. What's the
All
theory,
right.
Matt?
And I mean this with absolute respect because I am a huge fan. I've been listening to you since you were with Stephen A. and ESPN.
Yeah, too bad I wasn't still with Stephen A. He wouldn't have spiked his first pitch. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
But you do have this side business where you take fans to the Jet games.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, if you went on air and said the Jets are finished, they're done, kiss this season goodbye, wouldn't it hurt your business a little bit?
No, I'll answer that. No, honestly, Matt, it's a fair question.
And I mean this in a good way. I listen to you guys every day.
I got you, Matt. No, I don't take it personally at all. It's fair. I mean, we're pretty much open books. Me and Sal don't run from anything. I think the thing that
Matter
you
of fact, we run towards
That's
something.
true.
Stay tuned this week.
Yeah, we got something brewing this week that's going to knock your socks off. I think Matt, you should know, and I would never just put this out there if you didn't ask, but the slots are bought before the season, basically.
Okay.
Just so you know.
And
You know what I mean,
just
Matt?
so it's coming from an unbiased, like I know that
We'll
that's
talk
not
to you,
part
pal.
of it.
No.
Like that's not that. I have nothing to do with it whatsoever. That's not part of it. You genuinely believe
Yes.
in Zach Wilson and that the season isn't over and wasn't over. I mean, that has nothing to do with
Trying to make a buck, right? And being an opportunistic businessman? No, trust me. Oh, yeah, at the end of the day, I am probably just delusional and out of my mind, positive, but yeah, whatever.
Right, because we nobody's going to be fooled here in New York, which is part of the reason why I took issue with what Salah said yesterday. Like, we all know the truth, but I'm just telling you that your business ventures or whatever have nothing to do with your belief in this team. It's your fandom, and unfortunately, at times I do think it clouds things. And in this particular case, with Rodgers, BT, I love Rodgers.
Yeah.
I want to be clear. I love everything that he said since he's been here. Problem is he's hurt. He should go away, get better, and when he could come back and actually help the team, like physically, that's when we should hear from him. I don't need to hear from him every week, especially in this particular case, ripping the team. I don't know if he did it privately, but I know he did it publicly, and I don't think that's going to go the way that he hopes it would go.
All right, 1021 on the fan. BT and Sal, 877-337-6666. And I would say, we'll get back to your calls. Me and Sal obviously debating on this a little bit. I would say that because he is not dead, thankfully, he still brings a little value to the table, granted in the unconventional sense.